Alright, first and foremost, so we're gonna say all praises be to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Ruach Kodash. We're gonna say double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to the sincere, electors in the truth and faith and sincerity.
Shalom.
You know, of course, we're just on our way to the camp. You know, and hey man, you know, so we're gonna just speak in the spirit, man. You know, if it be of the Lord's will. And can we start with Colossians chapter 3 and 1 and on down? You know, we spoke about this at the camp on Friday, and you know, the point like I was really thinking about is, you know, being in the spirit and not really getting attached to this world, man, right? And really thinking and meditating on the kingdom to come, man. Because this world in which we're in is filled with death, it's filled with pain, it's filled with sorrow, it's filled with confusion, it's filled with all kind of wickedness, man. And it's gonna come to an end. Because, you know, from time to time in this flesh, you know, you might be in this flesh thinking of, you know, work and your women and children and this and that. Money and oh, I have to have this, I have to have that. You know what I mean? It happens, you know, from time to time. Of course, you know, because we're in the flesh.
Yeah, we're not like we're not like monks on the fucking floating. Yeah. You know that's brothers always said it over the years, but it's true. It's true. Actually, bro, we're not monks, man.
Yeah.
You know, shall I read this first? Before I start talking, I'll read this. Colossians 3 and 1.
Yeah.
If ye then be risen with Yahushai, seek those things which are above.
Yeah, man, because before we came into this truth, right, we was in a dead state. And now spiritually, we've come alive, man.
Yeah.
And now we're actually dead unto this world, man. Right? Because even though we're in this flesh and we may have to use this world, the main thing is to what? Not like abuse it, man. You know what I mean? Get too into like aspirations of this world, man. Because this world is going down.
Yeah.
And if you get too caught up with this world, of the mirth of this world and certain things in this world, it can catch you out, man.
Definitely.
You know? But
yeah, you know, it's funny because the Shaolin monks, when they do well, traditionally, because now they got all laptops and all that in the temples, but like when you see them old school Shaolin, the whole point of it is that you go into the deep temples and the deep forest to train and, you know, like get spiritual. They cut off from the world, you know. That's what it is. They get out of the outside elements of the world, so they can really tap into their, you know, like being apart from the world, like, you know. Yeah, because obviously that stuff ain't just the techniques, but the Shaolin fighting, but their spirituality, that's why they do it. But obviously, even I see now, there's some of them new documentaries, they got like laptops in there, and you know. But the point is, they cut off from the society. But you know, with us, it's like, even though we cut off from society, because we ain't got we got nothing in this world, we have to still be in front of everything. Even though we're cut off from it, we have to live around it and see it. And, you know what I mean?
But that can't be your focus.
Yeah, you have to cut off from it in the mind, man.
You know what I mean? And just understand that, because everything in this world is vexing, right? The state of affairs of men and women, right? The state of affairs, just the wicked, the wicked mind state of the people that surround you, man. Like even the fact that you can come out of the actual house first thing in the morning, the first thing you see is a freak.
Yeah.
That's hell, man. You know, that's why our mind is supposed to be on things to come, man. You know?
Yeah.
Because at times, you know, you might be caught up at work and, you know, just going to work, coming home and just doing this, doing that. Fuck that shit, man.
So it says those things which are above, where Yahushai sitteth on the right hand of the Lord. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth.
Yeah. So set your affection. Affection is something you like care about, man. You know, set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth, man. What are some of the examples of affections? Are like of things on the earth, having like loads of money and riches in this world, and having loads of wives and all of that here.
Yeah,
that's all gonna come in the kingdom to come.
I've got a quick precept for you that will link up with. We'll go back to Colossians, but I've got a quick one.
Yeah.
Okay, so Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt.
Yeah, because the riches and treasures of this world is temporal. You know, the money and this and having that of this world is temporal. So don't set your affection on these temporal things, man. Because when this comes to a crash, if you're setting affection on this world, it will make you upset when this world is getting judged, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got too much ties to it.
Yeah. Like even, do you remember that? Remember
the Lord said be like as pilgrims in these days, man.
Yeah, man.
A pilgrim is always like ready to move, ready to,
yeah.
you know what I mean, ready to just go anywhere.
Yeah, and a pilgrim's not got like a pilgrim has not got too much what's it called, attachments here. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
His mind isn't too like focused on here, man.
Yeah.
You know, okay, yeah. In 20 years I'm gonna do this. In 15 years I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna have a big family and then pass my inheritance down to them. That's all gonna happen in the kingdom.
That's funny because that's the structure of this world, man.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Like,
yeah.
That's what they teach you, right, in school. Be a good servant to the system.
Yeah.
Go to school, study, so-called get a wife and a white picket fence.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just, you know, you're fooling a cog, and then your children are born to be cogs in the system. It's the blueprint.
Yep.
But apparently there's some people with the blueprint outside of the matrix.
Yeah.
You know that shit, man. You got the blueprint. Anyway, but I'll read this, right? This is, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up, because in this world, man, laying up yourself the treasures on the earth, bro. You know, it's like anything can happen, man. Your favorite, your wife could just in the last second just be getting with someone else, or do any kind of random shit. You feel me? Or your so-called people just turn on you in the last minute. You know, like, you know what I mean? You always hear stories of that, man. Dude's coming to millions, and then he's like, you know, so-called coming to money, and then people in and around him, family, come out of nowhere, and he's poor. You know, like, you know what I mean? You know, shit like that. Thieves break through and steal in this world, man.
Yep. And when and that's about to actually happen again when this global economic system comes to a fucking crash. Because this system's gonna crash, man.
Yeah.
So I'm investing 30,000 types of crypto, you know, or I'm gonna stack up loads of money under my mattress. You know what I mean? Just like just seeing a future here. If you're so-called in this truth and you see a future in this world, that's a problem, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely.
If you see a future in this world, man, like, you know what, man, like I could really, like, you know, if the prophecies don't happen, you know, if these prophecies don't happen, then at least I could do this. And that's off, man. And you know, it's a perfect example of that. Do you remember there was a scripture of that?
Crazy, bro.
You know, there was that young man who had all kind of riches.
Yeah.
And he said, tomorrow I'm gonna tear down this barn. I'm gonna build a better barn. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, you give the big speech.
You give all the big bollocks.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And then what happened? The scriptures, the Lord said, "Thou fool, You didn't even know tonight your soul is needed.
It's when you're exactly.
It's time to die, bro.
Yeah.
You see? And that kind of ties into what?
That's what a lot of people don't consider. You know, like people like on a lesser level, people don't consider that. You know, like certain millionaires and the elites, they know they can die, and that's why they're trying to keep themselves alive, immortal, and they believe in things like that.
Yeah.
But like, on a lesser level, people think that because they might have certain riches of this world, that they, you know what I mean, like they can avoid certain things. Brother, nah, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but the super elites, they're like, even they have a certain level of trying to avoid things, but they know the Lord exists. They know their souls will be required, and it's just funny, man. They don't like, you know what I mean?
And
it goes deeper than just being rich and
and them elites believe in reincarnation too.
Yeah.
Like they know. All right, look, man. Let's just that's why they make sure they marry their cousins and keep the wealth in the family.
Yeah.
But they know that they're coming back at some point. You know.
Yeah.
But the point I was making was on that one was that parable of the man with the riches was that, you know, he had all this I'm doing this, I'm gonna do that, and then he was taken.
Yeah.
And the point that kind of just ties into the Lord coming as a thief in the night, because you can have it like in your mind. All right, you know, certain prophecies ain't happened yet, so you know what I mean. So I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And in that moment where you really get comfortable in this world, that's when the Lord come, man.
Yeah.
Like as you get closer and closer into the end, it's important to spend more time with Akim and doing videos and just being tuned in the spirit, man. Not getting more and more worldly. You know.
Continue on with this.
Yeah.
So it says, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, when neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
Yeah, man. So what's your mind on? You know what I mean? Whatever you see as a like a treasure, that's where your mind gonna be. You know, like for example, a boxing champion or a boxer who's about to fight for a title, his head, his mind is he eats, sleeps, and thinks about him winning that title. His mind ain't on this, his mind ain't on that. His mind is on what he
That
wants.
title.
That title, man.
It's to win the title. Yeah.
And it doesn't have time to think about partying all the time, having 90,000 women all the time, and having this, going on 90 holidays.
That's why that's how the best you know, like you win like that, because you got like a winner's mentality. You're just hungry to win.
Hungry to win.
The rest, the partying and the that's even them fighters. When them top fighters starts, I mean, there's exceptions to the rule, yeah. But then when the top ones start slacking, it's because they're enjoying life a bit more.
Well, that's
they're eating a bit more. They're like, you know, they're putting a bit more weight on. They're not really training to a T like they once did.
Yeah. Well, that's what
they got girls all the time.
Yeah, that's what happened with Mike Tyson when he got beat by
Douglas.
Buster Douglas.
Yeah.
Like he said it. He was popping Greek women. You know, he wasn't training. He was sniffing coke, doing all of it.
He getting dropped in sparring.
And guess what?
Yeah.
He got beat, man. And Buster Douglas, I think his mother died before the fight or something.
He was on it. He was the first one to beat Kid Dynamite, isn't it?
Yeah.
But Buster Douglas was he was hungry.
He was hungry.
But later on, I think even kind of similar things happened to him later with the fame and all that.
That's how it go.
Yes,
we even saw that with Anthony Joshua and what's his name?
Ruiz.
Yeah.
He's like a living example right now. Man.
But him before the Anthony Joshua fight, everyone was doubting him. Everyone was saying, "Nah, look at this fat blob. What's he gonna do?"
Yeah.
And Anthony Joshua's getting proud. Yeah, you know.
He can beat him easy.
Yeah, he can beat him in 2 rounds. And he's putting his arm around him, making him hold the belts and all shit.
Yeah.
And guess what? Andy was underestimated. He was in the gym.
He was getting it
doing what he
in.
had to do, focusing on the game plan, and he knocked out Andy Joshua, man.
Yeah.
So the point is, if you take your eyes to the prize, off the prize, you can get knocked out, man. Go ahead, bro.
So it says, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light.
Yeah, man.
And can I say something on that?
Yeah.
But you can kind of see, like, you see the like a brother that's more involved because of how he is. And then you see brothers, you can see when a man's too getting into the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's in their spirit, bro. Because the light of the body is the eye. The eyes are the windows to the soul, and you see it in the spirit. Basically, they're just on it, basically, man. You know,
It's true.
when it comes to doing the work, they're kind of they're fired up, like,
Yep.
you know what I mean? They got that. They want it. So, but that's because that's all they're thinking about, man. They want to be delivered. They're thinking about things. The thing is, you know what, as well, but you see the journey of this world, this mission as well, because we're not all monks, it's like you're gonna have moments where you kind of, you know, you go off a bit, you know, like you get back on trial, you gotta get back on the trail.
Yep.
It happens like that, man. But it's like, you know, you have to get back on it, man. Pray, get more involved, like, you know, keep swinging, bro. Pray, get involved, man. Link up with brothers. You need to do that. You know, keeps you on track, man. You know, so it says, but if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness?
Yeah, man. So that's why we have to pray to stay in this, man. Because you don't want to ever get to that state of just complete darkness, man.
Yeah.
Right? You're just basically a walking corpse. You know?
Yeah.
We don't want to ever get to that stage, man.
Yeah. So it says, Matthew 6:24 says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
Yeah, man. So hey, and hey, these attachments in this world, if you ain't focused or ain't, you know, fighting, these attachments in this world can be what's called
Tremendous, man.
it could be what's called a master. You know what I mean? Those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You become a servant to it.
The scripture says what? Many have lost their wits to women and become what? Servants for their sakes, man. Right? You know, or your kids become a servant. You become a servant to your kids, man. Like there's certain people who we see fall out that their kids and their lives and their women and their that has led to them not being around no more.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't serve two masters, man.
Yeah. It says ye cannot serve the Lord and mammon.
Yeah, which if you go into that word for mammon is riches. You know, you chose the bag.
That's
bro. I mean, how hard are you gonna chase the bag?
That's
bro?
the philosophy in this world.
It's
the
a
bag,
god.
the money.
It's a god. That's why it says you cannot serve the Most High and mammon.
Yeah,
It's actually it becomes an idol. You know. I mean, how far? I mean, how far are you gonna willing to go to chase the bag, bro?
Yeah.
Then you know you stop doing your videos. You stop coming to camp. You at camp, you're kind of like, oh man, where's this finishing? You know. And as soon as camp finish, as soon as the brother says, hey man, so hey, and with that,
Yeah.
you just perk up straight away.
Yeah.
But the whole camp,
You hear the can open.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You perk up, and before you could even say, hey bro, so how's your week? He's already like, hey bro, sorry man, I gotta go, man.
Yeah.
That
Like
ain't
Roadrunner.
Yeah, that ain't a right mentality, man.
Nah, for real.
That's why we have to, if we do get them mentalities, we gotta pray against that, man.
Yeah. So it says, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? Behold, the fowls of the air. Should I go back to Colossians, or should I keep?
You can go back
to Colossians, because that's going into other things. But that's the point in that as well. You know, like, you know, the treasures in heaven and where your head's supposed to be at, basically, man.
Yeah.
You know, especially now.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's getting to the end of the world, man. The demons are out here.
Keep your head in the game.
Yeah, keep your head in the game, man.
Which why I pray to the Lord to keep you sane and keep your head in the game, man.
Demons are out here more. You're gonna get tried more, tested more.
6, yeah.
You know, there's more tests coming for everyone. And this is even before the hour of temptation. These things are happening, man. The fights towards the end, and you know, this is the time where you gotta keep at it, man.
Yeah, it's true.
So it says. So this is back in Colossians 3:2. It says, "Set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth. For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Yahushua in the Lord. When Yahushua, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory."
Yeah, who's our life, man? That's when we're gonna finally live.
Yeah.
When he comes, that's when we're gonna live. Because right now we're dead, man. The food is shit. The vibe of the earth, the vibe, bro. The
vibe is true. It's true.
The actual earth is actually like a living being, man. Like the earth is depressed. You know, that's why. You know what I mean? The actual earth is depressed. Sometimes you'll be driving in certain environments, you know, you'll be seeing the trees look fucked.
Yeah.
The infrastructure in some of these places are horrible. The roads are fucked. The food is fucked. The schools and the women. The whole state of affairs of men and women in relationship is terrible, man. It's terrible.
Can I read this for you? I'll read this quick one.
Yeah, man.
Psalm 62:10. Yep. Trust not in oppression.
Yeah.
And become not vain in robbery.
Yep.
If riches increase, set not your heart upon them.
Yeah, man. So trust not in oppression, man.
Yeah.
You know? Right?
It says, "The Lord have spoken once, twice have I heard this, that power belongeth unto the Lord.
Yeah.
Also unto thee, O Lord, belongeth mercy, for thou renderest to every man according to his work."
Yeah, man. And so everything. So the Lord controls the power upon the earth, man. Right now, the power's just been given back onto Esau. But at some point, everyone's gonna receive a judgment of their works, man. Whether it be good or whether it be bad, man.
Yeah.
And so if you're trusting in this a system, like, to trust in oppression, that's a bugged out mentality.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Because it's actually oppression. When you're trusting in the system.
Yeah, trying to get more up in it.
You're trying to get up in the system.
Do you know that when you're getting more up in this place, you do know you're getting more into oppression, right?
Yeah.
Like, some way, somehow, something's gonna happen, man. Like, you might have an increase in money, yeah, in this world. You know what? You're gonna increase in getting taxed too.
Yeah.
Something's gonna happen. You might increase the money, and if your rent goes up again.
And you chase that bag hard enough, that's when you're gonna have to take a deal if you want to get to that high level.
But that's the only way. It's like, the only thing is in this society as well. It's funny because when you chase the bag, as they say, where does that end? The way it really, even it is in death. It's in death. Even when people sell out, it doesn't end. Yeah. You have to keep doing more for it.
Yeah, it's true.
So at some point, even like that whole chasing this world spirit, money and all that, chasing it beyond what you need, is at some point you got to think to yourself, well, what am I doing?
That's why the scripture says we have to be content, bro. Like, the people out there, you know, speaking in the spirit in general, that just ain't content with it. Just be content, man. Because you don't want to get to that stage where you're having to work 8 jobs, 95 hours a week, you know, to try and keep paying for them 12 women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's come on, man.
Yeah.
Right, bro.
Yeah, so this back in Colossians 3:3, it says, "For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Yahushua."
Yeah, we're dead to this world, man.
Yeah. When Yahushua, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory.
That's, yeah. when he gets his glory, that's when we gonna get our glory, man.
More,
But this ain't living, bro.
yeah, it's definitely not living, man. Yep. It says Colossians 3:5. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth,
Yeah.
fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection.
Yeah, man. So keep yourself under some control, man, and discipline, man. You know what I mean?
Yep. It says evil
Ourselves. You know what I mean? We. You know, because it might sound like so we're saying you. It's us, man.
Well, the thing is, whenever we do any videos, we're talking about ourselves first, man.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, Lord willing, you know, everyone's meant to, you know, analyze themselves, man.
Yeah, that's what it starts off.
So that's what it is. You're supposed to look in yourself. Are you doing these things? Do I do this? Have I done things like that before?
Yeah.
You know? Am I doing this? Am I doing it now? You know what I mean? You've got to think about yourself first, man. So it says, think about you can't just push out nonsense, you know?
Yeah,
but you're not living it.
Yeah.
Colossians 3:5. Go ahead.
No, you have to apply it. You know?
Apply it. Yeah. So it says, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry.
Yeah, man. Covetousness is like chasing the bag. You know, and
Chasing
just
the bag.
and
That
think,
keeps coming up.
and
Chasing the bag.
and covetous in general. You know, you might covet someone else's wife. You know,
Yeah.
you might envy the oppressor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trust in oppression. You know, just
you know,
that spirit of just complete uncontrollable lust. I
Yeah.
need it.
Yeah.
You have to have 100 women like this, bro. That can take you out, man. Take us out. You know?
Yeah.
You got more than that?
Yeah. The 6th verse. So it says, for which things' sake the wrath of the Lord cometh on the children of disobedience, in which ye walked sometimes when ye lived in them.
Yeah. So basically, those things is described as what we kind of used to be involved in the world.
Yeah.
But now we're in the faith and we've been dead to those deeds. We're supposed to lead a new life, Lord willing, which is basically now, like in the spirit. That don't get us wrong. We're not saying you just be a complete monk. You know, I don't drink orange juice because it's sweet. You know, everything has to be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We ain't saying that.
You don't eat no food because it's GMO.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I got a quick one here. Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Yeah, and the main principal thing of that scripture is talking about when we get beamed up. But that can be also applied to basically your mindset. You know, the scripture also says arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. You know, because it will pollute you with it basically, and destroy you with sure destruction, man. So it's, you know, babe. So overall, the main point of this video was, you know, praying to stay in the faith and praying to stay focused on the spirit and not in this world, man.
Yep.
Because this world is death. Go ahead.
So it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Lord have remembered her iniquities.
Speak of it.
Yeah, and that's America, which is Babylon the Great. It's just like this world in general is gonna get its judgment. So we that believe, we're supposed to depart from her first with our minds, basically, then with the deliverance. But we got to come out of this place mentally, bro. Like, you know, it starts like that, man. Because this place is full of sin, man. It's on every corner. You know, hey, this is the height. This is the worst the world's ever been, really, you know, in terms of wickedness. We know through the scriptures there's been different ages and times of wickedness, but this is because it's the last one. It's high right now. You know, you don't know whether dudes are fucking girls, a dude, a so-called, you know, that shit. You don't even know certain. You have to be careful with genders now. If you're living in worlds like that, it's like, you know, you gotta think about what you're doing out here, man. You know, it's messed up. Sins have reached unto heaven. That's starting with America, which is the most sinful place on the planet, man. The most off place in the world, man. Pretty much. So it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Lord have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you. And you know what, even with the people in general as well, it's like we come into this, because remember we just read in Colossians, we were once partakers with things. We come into this to cleanse our ways, man. So when the judgment day comes, at least the Lord knows, all right, you know what, he's been down there, but he's changed his ways. You know, while I give him the grace to do it. Whereas the majority of these fucks in this world, the Lord remembers their iniquities, bro, and they continue in it. It ain't forgotten. The only time the Lord will pardon you is when you're changing, man. You change, you know, from that stuff. So it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Lord have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she. And if you got something, tell me as well what you wanted to do as well. Okay, it says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she have filled to her double. Wanna go into it? Hey, that's the cup is talking about slavery, pretty much, man. You know, so that's what's gonna be passed on to you know, Esau, you know, the other nations. America's gonna get nuked at the end of the day, and the cup is going into that slavery, man. You know. But obviously the point of the video we're going into is really just coming out of the mentality of this place. In fact, you know what? I'll get this one. I got this one. I get this one more. Getting out the mentality of this place. You know, that's the key, man. You know, keeping our scruples in these days, man. Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
So hey, if you guys, because you remember that, like, because if you get defiled with the mentality of this world, because this world is fucked, bro.
Yes,
this world will defile you, man.
Yeah.
If the Lord puts a spirit upon you to just get up in this place, man. You know, like, oh, is there really a God?
Yeah.
You know, what's wrong with the LGBTQ plus?
All of that.
You know, like, if a man wants to have sex with a beast, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's freedom. You know, why can't a woman have more than two partners at the same time?
Hey, you know what? It irks us to even have to be in environments with these people, like, you know, like, even if it's like a, you know, like works or things like, and you might not be with per se LGBTQ people, but the mind of the people, you don't even want to be around these people. The mind of the people. You might hear things and you're seeing it.
Even certain of your family members, your so-called family members, they're off. It's on them. You know, back in the day, they'll be like the first one to say, "Bro, no man, I'm not cool with anyone that's, you know, freak or whatever." Now they're like, well, I mean, that's not my lifestyle, but if they want to do that, then I can't really judge them. You know what I mean?
They're falling for the wine.
You're like, what? Because that wine is that wicked wine is seeping in them, man. Yeah. And they may be made drunk by it. But guess what? If you focus on chasing the things of this world and chasing having 30 women and having being a billionaire and building a foundation there, what will eventually happen is, unless the Lord is taking care of you and keeping you in the spirit, you can get caught out by a shit, man. Like, you know what, man? Is this really even the truth? I mean, you know, I'm still here though, so I gotta chase the bag.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit, man. And Lord willing, the Lord put the spirit upon us to keep fighting and enduring in this truth, man. Staying in this. Right? So with that, we're gonna say all praises be to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Lukah Kodash.
double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Until next time, we're gonna say
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.